Just a quick heads up, guys. I just recently started posting on my personal channel, so if you do like my content and would like to see more of my crazy antics, then feel free to follow me on my personal channel, Wiggy the Heroic. Either way, let's get to this video. Today I return to the sci-fi MMORPG RF Online by Red Fox Games. Now, last time we tried out this MMORPG, it was a while ago, and we didn't really give it much of a chance because, let's face it guys, back then we were pretty newbie, and we're way different now. Super mature, great at doing games. Everything has just been a massive improvement since then. That being said, I thought it deserved a second chance to see whether or not it is worth playing in 2019, 15 years after its initial release date back in Korea in 2004. That is one old game. Now, the first thing that you might notice with RF Online is that for an MMORPG released so long ago, it still has absolutely crisp and beautiful graphics, and some pretty awesome character models and special effects. And I'm using the word beautifully loosely, because I know it doesn't look like Black Desert Online, but for its age, that is damn beautiful. To give a comparison to other MMORPGs released in the same year, we've got the original WoW, EverQuest 2, Flyff, Ran Online, and Mabinogi. These are of course just some, but I'll give you a good idea of what the graphics were for this time. Now, RF Online has what seems like at first glance a normal traditional class system, but this quickly changes into something else. Something more complicated and more freeing. You're able to freely choose what weapons you'd like to use and level up. And by level up, I mean your weapon proficiency. Because without it, you won't be able to progress with the weapon tree and equip higher level versions of that weapon when you continue through the game. This system allows you to, however, use any and all weapon types despite your class. Or at least from what I could see, as I was able to freely swap between a variety of weapons, even a staff. And of course you are required to have the patience to grind up the levels for each individual weapon if you want that kind of playstyle. It is kind of slow. Besides this feature, instead of gaining skills from trainers, you're given basic ranged, magic, and melee skills for you to use and gradually level up. Again, they level up by using them, just like your weapons, so spamming skills is a good thing in this game. So is spamming potions, because everything in this game hits you like a truck, with you being a hard-shelled taco. And as you can imagine, it's not going to end well. Plus, nobody wants to waste a perfectly good taco. You'd have to be a monster. Besides the aforementioned features, RF Online has a unique stamina system, something like Black Desert Online if I had to give an example, but with it degrading and regenerating at a much slower rate. So every action within RF seems to cost stamina, whether it is running, attacking, using skills, or just scratching. You name it, it will cost stamina. Once lowered, you can no longer run. Yes guys, you can no longer run. But as I mentioned, it degrades quite slowly, so it's not something that you're going to be worrying about all the time, or really paying attention to, until you find yourself fighting against hordes of monsters that take at least 60 seconds to murder per monster. Only for you to then mistakenly attack a creature that seems impervious to my minuscule slashes, with an aggro range of your worst nemesis. Or maybe you know. Like seriously guys, I ran away so far from this monster and it still didn't stop trying to murder my ass. It wouldn't even leave my dead corpse after it murdered me. This is like some yandere level aggression. Okay guys, I do not like this. Leave my corpse in peace, you monstrous scum. Moving past the skill and weapon progression system, the questing system and progression through the game is actually pretty solid in my opinion. There's no need to run back and forth to NPCs, because in RF we live in a sci-fi world. And we've got long-range communication devices, so they just simply send texts and be like, hey, can you kill some monsters for me? And I just click OK. It's great. It's simpler and it's much more effective. Although, if you think you won't be running around aimlessly just because you don't need to go and talk to NPCs anymore, you, my good sir or madame, are wrong. The monsters are scattered all around the region and aren't easily accessible, but this is still preferred to talking to NPCs, unless they're smexy, in which case, point the direction. I'ma get there. Now, something that I should have mentioned earlier is that there are a few races to pick between in RF Online, with these races being eerily similar to Phantasy Star Online, or at least in my opinion. We've got these small elves, we've got big elves, and we got mech dudes. And again, let me point out, these character models, whilst they are dated, are still pretty awesome in all of the right places. The faces, of course. That's what I'm talking about. Nothing else, nothing else. Moving on, we've got player population, which is the foundation for any good MMORPG. And for my time playing through RF Online and exploring the region, it's not that good. Maybe the players are somewhere later on, but at least here, there's not much. I saw a few people in the town, around 3, and I ran past one person whilst running for my life, but it is by no means packed or very populated. I would wager there isn't even 1,000 people playing, which isn't that shocking. This is an older MMORPG and it has been shut down once before. I'm just surprised it's still up and running. So, all in all guys, during my time playing through RF Online, I'd have to say, whilst I did enjoy my time playing, it became tiresome rather quickly. You're either grinding to level up weapons, your skills, or just killing the next set of 10 monsters that are 2 seconds away from your current location for the next quest you will receive every level. I understand that grinding is an important part of any MMORPG, but in RF's case, it felt overdone really early on in the game. It could be due to the fact that there is nothing to break up the monotony of grinding and it's just simply grind this, grind that, grind this, grind that, or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not cut out for a lot of grinding. Either way, I really wouldn't recommend this to anyone unless you actually enjoy heavy grinding. This is of course just my personal opinion after playing this. I'm sure some of your opinions differ greatly to mine. And I'd love to know what you guys think about RF in the comments.